Well, if all these predictions come true, and they probably will, given the state of Philadelphia right now, we might even be seeing the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't surprise me. Last game of the week, Tampa Bay at Baltimore. Playoff implications for Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Who do you think's going to win this game?
Yeah, Adam, I gotta be honest with you. Tampa Bay has really surprised me this year. A lot of people might think Baltimore is just going to come in here and waltz right over them, but you know what? Josh Freeman's played really well. That guy just wins football games. He always seems to lead a late comeback when his team is down in the fourth quarter. But that being said, he's still just a second-year quarterback. People seem to forget that with how well he's played this year. And the Baltimore Ravens defense, they just feast on second-year quarterbacks and rookie quarterbacks. No joke intended there with Thanksgiving coming up. But I do think the Ravens defense is going to absolutely feast on Josh Freeman. Joe Flacco, much to my surprise, has actually looked pretty good this year. I kind of thought he was going to be a bust for them at quarterback. But you know what? I think the Ravens, they're not going to have too much trouble with the Buccaneers this weekend. They can't underestimate them, don't get me wrong. But the Ravens are in a spot where they really need a win to keep pace with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are playing the lowly Buffalo Bills this week. And I think the Ravens are going to find it in them to get it done and beat the Buccaneers at home.
Well, the big question here is Tampa Bay for real? I mean, they have a great record. They look really good, but they don't have a win against a team with a record over 500. So we don't really know how good of a team they are and if they can actually hang with the elite teams in the NFL right now. Baltimore is finishing a 3-game stretch against NFC South opponents where they look pretty good. I mean, they've had their ups and downs throughout the season, but I think they're on an uptrend now. But that all being said, something tells me that the Buccaneers are going to find a way to pull this out. But like Brian said, Baltimore can't come in and underestimate Tampa Bay, and I think that's what they will do. I think they're coming into a home game. I think they're going to be able to have this one easily. And I think Tampa, with all the ways they've won this year, are going to find a way in the fourth quarter to grind it out. They're a confident team. Their coach has confidence in them. They're all playing at high levels. Something just tells me they're going to pull off the upset here.
It's hard to get rid of those images of the Bucks just getting killed by the Steelers and Saints at home early in the year. I know it's a lot later, and they played the Falcons really hard a couple of weeks ago, almost won if it weren't for LeGarrette Blount getting stuffed at the goal line. But this week in Baltimore, which is much harder to play than on the road, the Ravens are a completely different team at home. I just don't know how the Bucks can score more points than the Ravens. I think they can keep it close. I think they can fight for a while. Their defense can chain the Ravens. I think Josh Freeman can make some plays against the Ravens defense. That just is not the same unit it once was earlier this decade. But at the end of the day, I just don't know if the Bucks have it in them to win this game on the road. I'm going to take the Ravens this week, but it will not be as pretty as most people think it will be.
Well, that's our show for the week. For Wanstash, Philly Freak, and Simrath, I'm Adam Brody. Have a great Thanksgiving.